Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Cold Waters in the 1968 campaign, episode number 4. Let's just review our mission. If you're watching this in a playlist in the future, you probably already know, but for me and for those who are watching this as it come out, let's just refresh. We have some Novembers, I imagine, coming out for Manx, and they're heading towards the Atlantic, North Atlantic convoy routes. So that's our job. Just to stop them, probably just as soon as they cross the new line. Now we have a total of 8 Mark 37s to do this. I'm also considering firing off some Mark 16s at the end, towards the end of the engagement, assuming I'm successful up until that point. But just to allow the mission editor, I mean, because you would just request for a return to base, but this game doesn't really seem to have that option available, and the only way I can force that is just by jettisoning torpedoes to force them to realize I'm too low on ammunition to complete missions. So, just hopefully I'll remember to do that. I'm saying that as much as a message for you guys as it is a reminder for myself. So we'll come down here looking for a group of submarines which is moving quickly to the west. And these guys are, oh god, they found me. We're just gonna, there's the ones I want though. Let's get all the way around here. And I want to engage these guys in open water as much as possible. Darn it, where'd they go? There they are. Got them. Okay, so contact bearing 4-1. They probably haven't heard us yet, although this is gonna probably come down to not being, not as much to avoid being spotted as it will more likely just to getting into their baffles again. So man battle stations, and let's rig for ultra quiet, see if we can detect somebody. 41, we're basically on that direction already, and I see that we spotted them. The good news is it looks like it's deep water. It is quite deep. So what's our contact looking like here? Looks like a November, which we kind of knew it would be already. That's not surprising. It said wolf packs. We suspect there's more than one in the water. Where are you? You're right at the layer as well. This is interesting. I don't know if she's at the layer, above it, or, I mean, if she's above or below the layer, technically. So for this reason, I don't know whether or not I should go above or below myself. Now, even though the Novembers are pretty noisy, 160, remember, I'm like 130 or 140. So the Skipjack was not a very quiet ship either. So we do risk being detected if we hang around too much longer. I just want to get a bearing on where she is headed. So we should be able to see ourselves, I imagine. Not so far away, are we? Maybe? Yeah, I actually cannot see us. So apparently we are far enough away that can't see ourselves. Just like to know, oh, there we got our direction. Okay, this is fantastic. Now knowing that where we are with respect to her, they've now, the report is coming in that we're actually going to be very hard to detect. And we could, what's our depth? 161, and we're at 150. So I see, they're below the layer and I'm above. Yeah, I was going to say, we could make this a little bit even more exaggerated just by going on the opposite side of the layer. So let's climb up a little bit more just to make sure we're really fully above the layer. She's going to dive deep anyway. This is perfect. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll have an opportunity to close in on her. And we know that there's one more November in the water, but I don't know how this is modeled. But obviously submarines wouldn't be able to communicate easily with each other. When they're underwater, they have to come up to the surface to pass communication signals and all that. But so what we want to do now is just wait. Oh my god, that November is extremely close. Like, really close. There she is. Oh, no, she's at 8,000. So this is not nearly as close as I was just zoomed out on my map quite a bit. I think the best thing for us to do now is just to let her pass. Get into her baffles, zoom up next to her, and put a Mark 37 right into her propeller. So that's the name of the game. Let's go ahead. Just want to look and make sure we're not going to be detected. Pretty good so far. This is coming down a fair bit. It looks like she has changed her heading a little as well. I still think we're in the best shape to remain undetected just by going straight. And also, we have a good chance of remaining undetected from the other November, assuming there is another one out here. Okay, getting a little dicey in terms of this number being negative or positive. Still positive. I mean, still good for us, which is negative. Pretty soon, we should be entering our baffles. Very soon here. Almost. And wow, it must be just about now. There it is. Alright. Okay, so let's dive below. She's actually turning to help us out with that too. Let's make our way down below the layer very quickly so that we can increase our speed. We're going to increase our speed immediately anyway. Don't lose this ship. She's turning very hard, so we might have a hard time staying in her baffles if we're not careful. Just trying to get all these things. It's so hard to get it just right. You do need to start getting going faster. I think 350 is our next one, so let's start. Or it might actually, it's 100, then 300. I think is our one after that. And then for something or other, I think it's 440. Lost our contact, but we know where she was, so we're going to head right at it. And then we're going to get down below the final layer, which is 567, 570, let's call it, to be fair. Almost down, and then we can go flank speed without cavitating. Not that we need to worry too much about cavitating, but you know, you never know. If the other November is out there, let's not invite a launch against us too quickly. Okay, just a little bit more, and flank speed. So, I mean, we're probably, I'd imagine we're audible to anybody who isn't this November, who, you know, supposedly were in her baffles, so. And she could be doing some crazy Ivan type stuff. We don't know, unfortunately. This is the problem with going flank speed. We are practically at risk of running into her. Okay, let's reach for ultra quiet. She has detected us, probably, so that means she's maybe completed her turn. Okay. Solid flank. And rudder hard left. Let's get up quickly. It's fine. Just get out of here. We're coming up a little too steep. Okay, just able to around 300, and I think we're going to go right over the torpedo. I did that all maneuvering from the torpedo's perspective. There's another one though. One was not enough. Let's get ourselves up. Let's get to my view. This is more important. Oh god. That one has just missed. and might be acquiring. I think it is. Well, let's try to dive out of sight of it. Oh, there's the November. So let's go ahead and maneuver this torpedo back towards the November herself. I've had a few of these torpedoes not go the way we wanted. Yeah, we're good here. Go formed. Come on, switch rudder back quickly. Up, 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 up. Up we go, up we go, up we go. Noisemaker. Do we not have noisemakers? She seems to be following us, which is not good. Okay, come down, 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 down. Launch noisemaker. Ah! Boy, this is trouble in paradise. Okay, launch that noisemaker and climb back up. I think we got this one. She going to climb with us? Yes, she is. Cannot. Having a hard time with this torpedo. Yeah, I get it. Launch another noisemaker. Oh my god. We got him! We're about to breach! I need to see myself. I need to see where the torpedoes are. Alright, we're skimming out of the water. That's not good. That's going to slow our speed down significantly. Mainly, we just want to see where are the torpedoes. It's coming to the surface pretty quickly. Let's get back down below the layer. So this was fantastic. In the end, we were able to sink the November just because she launched. Oh my god, such a spread. Launched noisemaker. She launched such a spread that she would end up killing herself. And we are going down very quickly. I don't think this is going to be able to follow us, but we need to make sure we don't get sunk ourselves. Crush depth not so deep with Skipjack here. And, joyfully, there's a... I think we made it. Amazing. No torpedoes coming at us. That was a herring maneuver. Just up and down and up and down and... well, the end result is a November on the bottom. That was fantastic. And we didn't waste a single torpedo. They better be so happy with us. With our ammo conservation. Okay, well the next thing we have to do is rig for ultra quiet because I want to know, is there another November in the water? So I highly doubt it. But we might have to go active. Actually, let's just go active immediately. I want to see if we detect anything. Because right now I think this torpedo is what's going active. Let's just verify that. Okay, now Janice, I think it was, left some nice comments saying that if you are using active, you don't need... yeah, that's gotta be that torpedo. You don't need to slow down. The reason I'm basing... okay, I don't know this. It makes sense, by the way. It makes sense that active... you aren't listening. You're... you know, the whole flashlight example. If you're shining a light, it's hard for you to see if anybody else is shining a light, but you're just using this light to detect anybody else anyway, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to listen. But when you... so not listening means that if somebody else is shining a light, then you can just look at their light. Or even if they're not shining a light, you can still sweep your light past them, and you should be able to see them. Anyway, For passive, that's not the case because you're just detect. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Could that be another torpedo in the water? Headed for us? I was not advised of this launch. But I believe we have one. Coming at us. Let's go ahead and get up. This thing appears to be homing as well. Okay, that's one. Give me the one that's chasing me, please. It is definitely chasing me. I don't know which one this is. It might be the one that we originally let go of, but I'm gonna presume it's not. So our goal is gonna be to go back. Let's turn off. If that red is active, no, it would be yellow, right? I don't know what to say. I'm gonna hope we can just outrun this torpedo. The SET-68, is that what this one is? I forget what the model number for this is, but they don't have fantastic, yeah, SET-65 don't have fantastic range. So if this doesn't work, we'll do our usual maneuver, which is noisemaker. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say noisemaker into. I'd say there's another submarine out there, then, wouldn't you? Okay, where though? Ah, way in the distance. Okay, let's mark this direction though. This is about 020. And, you know what? Let's go above the layer. We'll cavitate, but that's fine. Just make this torpedo very difficult for us to be acquired by this torpedo. And then if we're lucky, we might even be able to just, as soon as this one blows up at least, head back towards the incoming torpedo. Okay, well, this is just already a nice, exciting mission, which I'm happy about. Coming up. Coming up. Coming up. Start to level out. Okay, there it is. So this one might be tracking us now, but let's go ahead and make our heading towards and see what happens. This torpedo's been in the water for a while. So let's just head right back towards it. This launch looks like it's pretty far off too, so we're gonna go ahead and make our way a little bit right of the original heading, just because it looks like it's not heading. Okay, where's the center of its sweep path? I don't know. Has this torpedo acquired us now? Nope, well, it doesn't matter. That's the only one in the water now. Where are we? Looks like it might be better to go the other way. This is a pretty... Okay, I need to see when it makes its heading change. Okay, how far this way are you going to be going? That is a severe angle switch. Okay, well, we need to come right at it then. I want to go right over it, basically. So let's just keep an eye on it. If we're going as fast as we can, even if it does acquire us, we should be able to shift below the layer with a noisemaker, and then, well, that should have rendered it harmless to us. So nice, exciting times driving towards torpedoes, but we don't want to let this November get away. And well, another good thing is we'll know when this acquires us, because it will start coming right at us. Okay, let's rotate back this way. It may have found us. Or is it just making random corrections? Let's go back the other way. doesn't appear to be changing depth. Is that another torpedo launched? Let's just keep an eye on torpedoes. No, I think we're okay. Oh boy. Guess what? It has acquired. Darn it. Thought we were going to be okay. Is this like wire guided or something? There's our noisemaker. Down we go. Let's turn into her. Up. The torpedo? No, no, no. I don't think this is deep enough to avoid her radar, so we're gonna dive a little deeper. Yeah, she's coming in on us. She saw us for sure. Alright, we'll get low then, and afterwards, we're gonna go all the way up to the surface. We actually did, it looks like we eluded it. Okay, well we're stuck at 862 and we're going to spin in circles for a while. Stay under the active sweep of this torpedo. Basically synchronized swimming right now. Swimming right underneath it. Okay, so we can expect another torpedo launch unfortunately because, well... what is that? There's only the number 2. Yeah, I think they have at least... probably at least 4 bays, right? Okay, so that is the active pinging from this torpedo. 863. I think the crush depth for us, the minimum crush depth, or yeah, minimum crush depth is around 1,000. So we're hovering pretty close to that. But you know what? We can drop down a little bit more. We'll just make it like 900 or so. Actually, you know what? If this torpedo is not going to acquire us for sure, oh god, which it's more likely to do if we do what I just did there. Get back underneath it. Then we can slow down and try to listen for the November and launch. Okay, there it is. Rig for ultra quiet. Let's get this next one. Oh god. Unrig first. Okay, this is going to be a noisemaker affair, and immediately after that, climb to the surface. Although we do have, if I can get a bearing, it's still at 020 or so. Only one torpedo in the water though. This is actually, I feel like, an advantage. Only have one to deal with. Wait for this to come and go. I think we might just even be able to outrun it. This is what the alphas would do to us. She is climbing slowly, I think. Or am I? Oh god, why am I dropping lower? Am I flooding? I'm not. That was extremely dangerous. Without paying attention, we would have just become destroyed. I probably had the ballast still negative slightly. Okay, now things are looking... Oh, no, we're definitely slowly sinking. Okay, it looks like it's still not stabilized with even +5 on the ballast. So go +10. It appears to have solved it. Which is good. We want positive ballast anyway. What we're eventually going to want to do is rise, very quickly surface to avoid this thing. If she can catch us. There it is. That's what I expected. Alright, let's go back and let's bring the fight to this November finally. We haven't been able to do that yet, but now we can just make our heading 030 or so. And rig for ultra quiet. And let's get up a little bit. hopefully we can start detecting her. We know she's in November as soon as I can detect her, so... Okay. Let the fun begin. Yeah, maybe around 800 or so. Are we still syncing with this? No. Do we have a new contact yet? Also no. Well, we might need to get a little bit closer. We did run away for a fair amount of distance. What kind of distance do we run away for? Yeah, it's like 15,000 yards, so let's go ahead and head flank. Speed ahead a little bit more. Why are we... This is very bizarre. We're now climbing. Oh god. No respect. Let me see my... Alright. This is what we're going to do. We're going to set something out for active to search the direction that this torpedo was launched at, which is basically 040 or so. Give us back emergency. I just need to slow down very quickly. Launch it. Let it do its active searching after this amount of distance or so. Okay. 1/3. Let's launch. Okay, good luck. We're out of here. Just to give this November something to worry about, I need it to stop launching torpedoes at me so I can get into its baffles. That wire will break very quickly, and that's just fine. In fact, we can do like Shift F4, I think, or Shift 4. Alt F4, right? Shift 4 to break the wire manually. We have other things to attend to. So good luck, Mr. Torpedo. Godspeed. We want to get out of the area. Contact is faded, that's fine. This torpedo doesn't even... Well, no, never mind, it does look like it's acquired us. So let's see what happens after we elude. I actually kind of want this torpedo to catch up to us. I think we're going to try some evasive maneuvering, some heavy evasive maneuvering, get up to the surface, and then close in. We want to see how this November reacts. By the way, can we make Sierra 2? We don't have it. I'd like to make Sierra 2 a November, which just knowing what she sounds like should help us with detections. Okay, I'm going to try to speed this up. Is that another torpedo launch? So theirs is running a little bit high, actually. Nah, it knows where we are, though. Let's come down a little bit. Okay. Begin our turn. And when it starts lowering its depth to us, that's when we're going to make our maneuver. This may not even get there. It's really doing a smart thing. It's kind of splitting the difference between us and the surface so that the only option we'd have is to dive deeper, which we really can't do. We're slowly bringing our ship around, almost to 130. Bringing it around at the November. And I'm very interested to see how she reacts in a moment. We don't want to be too close, of course, because our own torpedo might catch us. Let's see what happens if we just form a knuckle. Is it effective? Not really. Oh, yeah, actually it was. You know what? That was actually quite effective. That knuckle may have been our saving grace, as we just slip by. Make our heading 030 again. We actually did it. That's amazing. Just one little knuckle is all it took. Yeah, it's looking for us, but it doesn't know where we are for sure. That is really good news. And because it's climbing, we will dive a little deeper. Yep. Fantastic. Okay. Important thing now is not to run into our own torpedo, which we are certainly capable of doing. We are going way faster than it. So let's just rig for ultra quiet. Put ourselves on the bearing, the presumed bearing of our November. Get a little bit deeper and see what happens. Yeah, this is not going to find us. Okay. We have it. Let's classify it correctly as a November. There it is. Put ourselves on a... Darn it, another one? That's ours. Theirs. Ours. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see what happens. This might actually acquire the sunk November. I don't think so. Do we know where this thing is? Yeah, it's pretty deep. Her heading bearing 15015, so just put ourselves right nose on with her. Okay. I think I started to talk about this whole active-passive thing. The only reason why I sometimes wonder whether or not going too fast would actually destroy your ability to receive active radar return pings, or active sonar return pings, is because in the movie A Hunt for Red October, probably not like the best thing to base your knowledge on, but they do talk about how the Russian submarines are driving the Red October in a certain area, and they're doing this by putting their active on and just broadcasting while they're going flank speed. And the guy says they could run over something and not hear it with the speeds they're going. So that's the reason why I was wondering. I did the zigzag pattern. Let's see if this torpedo acquires her. This is the key right there. And actually, unfortunately, she's not going to acquire the November, but we are in the November's baffles. So this is a great time for us to make up a little bit of, without running into our own torpedo, it's a great time for us to make up some distance. So let's do it. And we're just going to follow our own torpedo for as long as we can. Try to remain in the November's baffles. So, that's the plan now. Follow our own torpedo. It's just not snaking enough to get onto this November. We have to watch out that we don't get acquired by it too. God, not again. Good news is we're already going really fast. Bad news is we're pretty close. Should have been launched this direction. There it is. Let's try to outrun it by moving southwest. So let's go 225 would be, I think, directly southwest. I'm not sure if she's acquired or not. Is she matching my course corrections? Or is she just doing her own zigzag? I think she's matching my course corrections. Well, we're never going to get in close on this unless we do something. So we're going to... Let's see, what's the best way of doing this? We know that November must be facing us. That means she must have turned west all the way around, maybe? I don't know. We're gonna draw this torpedo in. I'm tired of playing games. Just form a knuckle and then see if we can pull off the same trick. If she climbs, we'll drop, we'll dive. Actually, that's right. We need to come up a little bit so that we can have the option of going under or going not under. Interesting. We know that this is close. There's another fish in the water very close to us. So it might be the same situation. We may not get to launch a... Oh, by the way, please reload a correct torpedo. We may not be able to get to actually use any of our torpedoes if they keep firing torpedoes and flooding the area with torpedoes, sinking themselves ultimately. Let's make... So she's at... Wow, she's much closer than I expected. Let's make our bearing... Try to make our heading 300. If we can do that, hopefully we can confuse these torpedoes enough. That they will actually acquire her. Okay, come in. Like, what is this torpedo doing? Is it magnetic detonation or something? Because it's not going to hit us the way where it is currently. Huh. Interesting. So it's like she knows where we are, but not really. Reestablished. Oh yeah, this one's got us. Well, we don't know exactly where this November is, but she's slightly elevated from us. What we're gonna do is pray that this noisemaker is enough and climb wildly to the surface. Without hopefully causing that other... Oh, she's definitely is able to follow us. Okay, fine. Sometimes they don't take it on the first attempt. Launch a noisemaker. Give me a noisemaker. There it is. Did she not get fooled by that one either? Noisemaker! Give me another noisemaker! Did it! We got one out. Come on! Right behind her. This November must be thinking we're just batshit crazy right now, but... Come on, dive, dive, dive. Go underneath her. Give me another noisemaker. Right. I think we did it. I think we did it. Oh, that is so satisfying. I need to double check, make sure I'm recording this. Woo! Now, she's not sinking yet, but... Oh, that was satisfying. The most satisfying... That is maybe the most satisfying thing I've ever done in this game. There's still another torpedo in the water as well, so I have to be a little bit careful. I don't know where it's going. There's lots of noise, all these noisemakers in the water. I don't know if she'd be able to detect anything. This November's not going to get a firing solution on this. We'll probably be able to get a firing solution on her first. Is this torpedo? What is this torpedo? Is it mine? No. Yeah, that one's mine, but this one is not. Where is it going? It hasn't acquired. Okay, it's going the wrong way. We're coasting into her baffles. This is like probably the worst thing for her. To realize that she's probably not long for this world. And she might be losing depth already. I feel like we're gonna have to parallel park into her to get a torpedo off. I don't know if there's an arming distance, but we are extremely close. Oh my gosh! That's just happened right next to us. Holy cow. Wow. Well, there it is. All without firing a torpedo. So we're now, unfortunately, swimming through the wreckage. Let's, I'm just gonna roleplay this for a second. That we wouldn't want to go super fast through the debris that is being blown off the an enemy submarine. My only hope is that there isn't another November somewhere. So, is there any submarine or helicopters? I imagine not, just 2 submarines. I might blow ballast even. We don't have it. We didn't take any damage in that. That was wow. That was and a heck of a long video so far, 40 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So just take us up to the surface. Perfect. I need to get us up so we can launch a few torpedoes, so that we hopefully are not asked to do another mission. Yeah, fire off this way. Sure or not. There's that one. Alright. Let's get this done quickly. Alright, we are at periscope depth as well. Let's get this launched off. I know it's silly, but I need to make sure they let us go back. We need to resupply our whatever, Mark whatevers. The ones that I'm not going to be using. So we have 8 left and 7 left. Okay. I'm willing to launch just one more. They let us move on with 6. I don't really think we'll be using these very often, so. Okay, there we go. And weapons nearby, of course. I've done this to myself. When there are no weapons nearby, we will go ahead and end this episode. Well, that was definitely exciting. Still weapons nearby, okay, fine. There's still weapons nearby, God. Okay, I get it. I guess we can move away from the weapons. We also, I mean, man, it's so fickle, this depth. Our ship apparently has depth keeping issues, which is not abnormal, but this shouldn't be something I have to deal with. I should just set a depth, and, you know, my divemen, my 2 dive operators should be the ones doing all this. So let's do the things. Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, good and good. Got them both. Woo! Job well done. Sinking those subs keeps our boys safe. Stand by for new orders. Okay, well, this is a long episode. That took a long time to get done. Instance involving these attacks should be dropping, something like that. Our next mission is... They aren't going to give me time. They are not going to give me time. Oh boy. Not only that, but I did launch some more of my Mark 16s, so I have less of those to shoot at the tankers and tenders. But okay, this is going to be... I could run back. These ships stay in the area for quite a while, so I do have time to run back and rearm if I want. From Arkhangelsk. I listened to the Russian pronunciation, just can't duplicate it. And in the Norwegian Sea. Yeah, this is actually quite possible for us. Let's go ahead and load up 3 and 3. That seems okay. Now let's go 2 and 4. And then continue on course. Looks like we have a whole bunch of them bearing down on us. So we'll try to just get out of the way before I forget. Arrgh, please. Oh, God. Okay. Oof. Okay, I'm going to pause here. Put a cut in this video. So, another long one, but thanks for watching, and until the next episode, take care.